Hello, my name is Rafa Ghali and this is our presentation about South Africa. First up, brief history. In 1652, the Dutch led by Jan van Riebeeck founded a colony in the city of Cape Town and set up a ship refueling station, an important stop both geographically and politically, as it was on the only early trade route from Europe and the Americas to India. Subsequently, the Dutch, the British and the French fought for control of the Cape, with the British finally triumphant in 1806. Dutch Boers prepared to trek into the hinterland to escape British rule. This was the start of the African War that began in Zululand, spurred on by the warrior king Shaka Zulu and his growing militarism. It became a confusing maelstrom of movement and massacre. The late 1800s saw the discovery of South Africa's immense gold and diamond wealth, and later the great platinum finds. The 20th century saw the end of the South African War, the establishment of the Union of South Africa in 1910, the involvement in both world wars on the side of the Allies, a narrow victory for the mostly African National Party in 1948, and, in the years to come, the formulation of apartheid. Apartheid was a nearly 50-year period of institutionalized racism and the suppression of non-whites, during which the African National Congress was banned and its leaders, including Nelson Mandela, banished to prison on Robben Island. The unbanning of the ANC, the release of Mandela and his fellow prisoners, and the 1994 democratic elections heralded the birth of the new South Africa. In the early 21st century, the economy of South Africa grew, but recently it has slowed down because it suffers from high unemployment and widespread poverty. However, tourism in South Africa is an important industry.
Hi, my name is Angely Sira and we will proceed with geography features. South Africa occupies the most southern tip of Africa with its longest line stretching more than 3,000 kilometers from the desert border with Namibia on the Atlantic coast southwards around the tip of Africa and then north to the border of subtropical Mozambique on the Indian Ocean. The country shares common boundaries with Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Swaziland, while the mountain kingdom of Lesotho is landlocked by South African territory in the southeast. South Africa relief is characterized by its landscapes that are made up of high flat areas called plateaus. These lands are covered with rolling grasslands called highveld and tree dotted plains called bushveld. To the east, south and west of the plateau lands is a mountainous region called the Great Escarpment. The eastern range, called the Drakensberg or Dragon's Mountain, is filled with jagged peaks, some more than 11,400 feet high, being the most prominent and continuous relief feature of the country. South Africa has no significant natural lakes. Artificial lakes are used mostly for crop irrigation. The Orange River is South Africa's largest river. Rising the Drakensberg Mountains, it traverses through the Lesotho Highlands and joins the Caledon River between the Eastern Cape and the Free State before it empties into the Atlantic Ocean. It forms the border with Namibia. Other major rivers include the Vaal, Breed, Komati, Lepel, Tugela, Umsivulu, Limpopo, and Mol.
South Africa has 11 official languages: Afrikaans, English, Ndebele, Northern Sotho, Sesotho, Swazi, Tswana, Tsonga, Venda, Xhosa, and Zulu, being the latter the most spoken among the other 25 indigenous languages. Ndebele and Tshivenda are the least spoken languages in South Africa. Actually, they are slowly dying out. Also, the communities speaking these minority languages are scattered in the outskirts provinces of South Africa. Traditions. The Chifundi Venda tribe practices Muzangwe. From the age of 9 years, children organize fights supervised by adults so that the children can get out all the violence in a controlled manner. This way they become men. Just like Alex the Lion in Madagascar 2. Cape Town celebrates New Year on January 2nd, and they call it Tweede Nieuwe Jaar, because in the old times, that was the day slaves were finally allowed to rest and enjoy the arrival of New Year. It is widely known the current population of South Africa have slave ancestry.
The religion of South Africa. South Africa has never had an official state religion. The country's constitution explicitly states everyone's right to freedom of conscience, religion, thought, belief, and opinion. However, the government actively promoted Christianity throughout much of the 20th century, and it remains the most widely followed faith today. While the 2011 South African census didn't include a question of religion affiliation, the majority of South Africans identified as Christian in a 2013 General Household Survey. This represents an increase from 79% reported in the 2001 census. Of the remaining population, 5% identified with ancestral or traditional African religions, 2% identified as Muslim, 1% identifies as Hindu, and 0.2% identified as Jewish.
Viclimar Venegas, the South Africa's music. The origin of the music of South Africa is not a mystery to the world, because by its tradition it is known that the melodies were formed by drums. They were moving melodies, contagious and with a magical touch, since they were mostly used for songs and rituals to their gods. The most important were his instruments, for example, the goi, which is known to be a 3 or 4 string guitar and is used to unique songs from different cultures. There is also the mamogoron, which is a violin known for having only one string, and its unforgettable drums, which are the ones that mark the rhythm of each of its melodies. Throughout history, South African music to shape by joining with other melodies from other parts of the world, resulting in a peculiar and exquisite combinations. These are some of the genres he joined. Afrikaans. Although it is not a type of music, it is important because it is the language of the lyrics written for the songs. From the beginning, when Africans were slaves, they spoke to communicate, deliver messages, and generate tones about their master without being discovered. Kwaito. Born in the 1990s in Johannesburg, it is characterized by having a slow rhythm with catchy melodic and percussive melodies. Psychedelic trance. It is a mixture of electronic music with African drums. The original melody becomes addictive, sensual, lively, and faster by the beat of the drums. Metal, specifically blues rock, is the one that mixes with the koi melody to form a calm but fun melody, giving a humorous atmosphere to the listener. Viclimar Venegas, the South Africa's fun fact. 1. Gross paradisia is the national bird of South Africa. It has a blue plumage and long legs. It is said that after getting a partner that it will be the only one in its life. 2. Nyusi Sikelel I Africa is the national anthem since 1897, and its name means God bless Africa. It was written by Enoch Sontonga. 3. The Antwoord is the most important South African band today. It has an edgy and extravagant style. 4. South Africa has been the first country in Africa and the fifth in the world to recognize same-sex marriage. 5. In South Africa, you can see penguins on the beach. Near Cape Town, in Simonstown, there is a beach, Boulder Beach, where a penguin colony has lived since 1982.